Good morning, everyone. Paul Rogers here. Today was February the 8th, 2019. We are looking at the Bitcoin to US dollar daily chart, and I want to take a look at things from a technical perspective and see where we're at. Now, my last video, we hit the 30 RSI on the daily chart, and I said, wow, this only happens once or twice a year, and when it does happen, it almost always results in profit if you're brave enough, if you have the stomach to actually buy on a dip. What's really sad is I'm in Central America, and I don't know if it's herd mentality or what, but people do not want to buy Bitcoin when it's dropping. They only want to try to catch it on the way up, which is disappointing. I tell people to do the opposite, to buy Bitcoin when no one wants to buy Bitcoin on the way down, and that's where you're going to find the bargains, but they won't have it. It's against their nature, I think, as humans, to invest in something that is currently going down. But I guess the difference is with me, I'm a firm believer in distributed ledger technologies, where a lot of people, at least that I deal with, just want to use distributed ledger technology to make a quick buck or to make some money as an investment vehicle. So I guess we just have very different perspectives. My perspective is I'm getting a bargain. Their perspective is all the FUD news articles out there when I Google Bitcoin must be right. It must be a bubble and it's going to zero. So I guess it's a different perspective. I have a different understanding of the technology and where this is all heading, and I think they just see things in a very different, just a different light, I suppose, is the best way to put it, for lack of a better term. They just can't see where this is going, and if you can't really understand the value of something, then I guess it makes sense that you wouldn't want to buy it if it's going down. You'd only want to buy it if it's going up. So, at least that's my take on things. Now, anyhow, for those of you who are brave enough to buy at 6,000, you've been rewarded. Bitcoin's had a nice little uptick. As you can see, we held into this upward trend channel. That was an old upward trend channel. We had some tails here, which means a whole bunch of buyers stepped in. This is a really good sign. I think Bitcoin will probably bounce around in here, which is healthy. And this is what I've been saying, is I think Bitcoin's going to stay in this trend channel before it actually makes an attempt to break out of this larger downtrend channel that we're in. This is, I mean, right here, can you see all the lines converging in one spot? We have this upward trend channel. We have this downward trend channel. We have a lot of reasons why Bitcoin is going to struggle to blow past 9,000. It's going to struggle to do that. If it does, that's a great sign, and I'll accept that. But I do think Bitcoin's probably going to bounce down. It's not going to make new lows, but I think it's going to bounce down and bounce around in this trend channel a little bit before it has enough confidence to actually head higher. Could be wrong, though. The other scenario is, of course, if Bitcoin does have enough oomph to get out of here and head upwards and actually challenge this downward trend channel that's been established over the last couple months. Ethereum, let me back out of Ethereum a little bit. Ethereum's currently at kind of the same situation where we're getting some upside resistance of this previous resistance right here. I do expect Ethereum to follow Bitcoin's lead right now. So if Bitcoin does struggle to break past 9,000 and bounces around, I think Ethereum's going to bounce around between 750 and 850. I think we're just going to get a lot of sideways movement this way until hopefully we have enough momentum to make a challenge for 1,000. So, and Dash isn't performing as well as I thought it would. I do think Dash is a good buy. I always try to buy projects that I like when no one's looking at them, no one's paying attention to them. And Dash right now is kind of, in my opinion, a little bit undervalued. So, anyhow, it's been a very exciting last month or so in the markets. It's been nice to see a bounce and to see some kind of positive news coming from what happened in the United States with the Senate hearings. That basically a lot of the people that were there were pretty well informed on the powers of blockchain, distributed ledger technologies, and weren't into the weren't keen on banning anything. So it overall, the meeting did help kind of buoy Bitcoin up a little bit, and I think it's going to give institutional investors, big time investors, confidence to know that Bitcoin's not getting banned in the United States. Not that you can ban Bitcoin, but it's the technology is going to not going to be stifled by regulation in the United States. So that should be a green light for investors to throw some money at this new digital asset class. Anyhow, if you have any comments or questions for me, go ahead and put them in the comments section. I've had some people giving a lot of different opinions on the price of Bitcoin. Some people telling me it's going to go under 1,000, which I just said no, it's not going to happen. And a lot of people just with doom and gloom, just unable to shake the headlines. Don't get caught up in these headlines. I mean, these headlines just get pumped out every day. You just type in Bitcoin and 9 out of 10 articles will be something bad. Don't get exposure to it. They're just a tool to manipulate people into selling their Bitcoin cheap. So don't get caught up into it, and definitely don't sell your Bitcoin and try to buy it lower. That's a bad idea. Very bad idea. At this price, movement's going to happen on the upside, not on the downside. And please hit that like button. That is appreciated. Anyhow, for now, Paul Rogers out.